And former Channel 7 producer Taylor Auerbach has given evidence in the Bruce Lehrmann defamation case. He's testified that he was appointed as Lehrmann's babysitter while Seven tried to secure an exclusive interview with the former Liberal staffer. Auerbach told the court before the deal was done, Lehrmann invoiced the network for a bag of cocaine bought over dinner and for sex workers. He rejected an assertion by Lehrmann's barrister that he had come forward to damage his former employer and colleagues.
10 News First reporter Alice Hogg has been following the trial and was inside court today. Alice, some pretty explosive stuff there. Was there anything beyond that was a surprise?
Well, it was only this afternoon that Taylor Auerbach entered the witness box to give evidence about his claims about Bruce Lehrmann's dealings with Seven's Spotlight program. That's included claims he's now made to the court about the former political staffer allegedly buying drugs over dinner before he says the pair went back to Lehrmann's accommodation in Sydney. He says that there, Lehrmann then expressed his desire to order prostitutes, and he says that Lehrmann also agreed to do an interview with Spotlight as long as they did not ask him about the night in question in Canberra. Auerbach also claims that Seven later reimbursed Lehrmann for the night's activities. These are just among a series of claims that Auerbach has come out with in the last few days and which are now being tested in court as he remains under cross-examination.
And what impact could this actually have on the case?
Well, I guess that's the big question. We know that Justice Michael Lee was actually supposed to be delivering his judgment today, but he's postponed it to allow 10 to reopen its defence case. So I guess we'll just have to see really what he makes of all of this new evidence. We know that 10 is hoping to use Auerbach's evidence to weaken Lehrmann's credibility. Lehrmann's barrister, however, has challenged him on what his motive is for coming forward, asking him today whether he was trying to do as much damage as he can to his former employer and colleagues, an assertion that Auerbach has outright rejected.
Alice, you mentioned that Auerbach's claim that Lehrmann said he would do the interview as long as nothing was asked about that night in Canberra. Was that a surprise to people to hear that put to the court as evidence?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it sounds surprising, doesn't it? Auerbach did follow up by saying that he then sort of mentioned to Lehrmann that they would have to enter that territory about that night in Canberra in order to do an interview, as that's the whole, I guess, crux of the interview and why they were pursuing one with him. As we know, they did go into, I guess, those sort of details when that interview did eventually air.
Alice, this has been such a prolonged case. What's next?
Well, tomorrow, Auerbach will be back here at the federal court to give more evidence and face more grilling about his claims. And then from there, I guess it's up to Justice Michael Lee to consider all of that new evidence. And if it does have any impact on his judgment, he did mention that he's hopeful that he can still deliver judgment soon and perhaps even next week. But at this stage, no date for that has been set.
All right, Alice, thank you so much for finding time for us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.